Welcome back to our course. We have previously explored how to effectively communicate trends. Today, we will focus on crafting powerful presentation closings that leave a lasting impression and provide clear takeaways for your audience. A strong conclusion should have 4 key elements. First, you must signal the end. You can alert your audience that you are wrapping up with phrases like, "as I conclude," or "before we finish today." This cues them to pay final attention and prepares them for your summary. Second, you must summarize key points. You should briefly recap your main ideas without introducing new content. This reinforces the critical points you want your audience to remember. Third, you can make recommendations. You can transform your insights into action by offering clear, specific suggestions based on your presentation content. This bridges information with implementation. Finally, you should invite questions. Opening the floor for audience engagement demonstrates confidence in your material and creates opportunities for dialogue. To create truly memorable closings, you can go beyond the basics. Consider ending with a powerful, relevant quote from a respected figure or a thought-provoking question that lingers after you have finished. You can also use appropriate humor to end on a positive note, connect back to your opening to create a sense of completion, or share a brief, relevant personal story or anecdote. The most effective closings combine clear summaries with emotional resonance, leaving audiences both informed and inspired. Understanding the psychology behind effective closings helps you design them to work with how your audience's minds process information. The primacy-recency effect states that audiences tend to remember what they hear first and last. Your closing is your final opportunity to cement key information in their memory. A closing that evokes emotion, such as inspiration or determination, creates stronger memory imprints than a purely factual summary. The closure principle suggests that the human mind seeks completion. A well-crafted closing satisfies this need by neatly wrapping up ideas and providing clear direction. You should avoid several common closing mistakes. One is the abrupt ending, which involves suddenly announcing, "that's it," or "I'm done." This leaves the audience feeling abandoned and confused. You should also avoid the never-ending close, where you repeatedly say, "in conclusion," but continue to add new points. This dilutes your message and tests the audience's patience. Another mistake is the apologetic exit, which involves ending with a phrase like, "sorry if this wasn't very clear." This undermines your authority and the value of your content. Finally, you should avoid the new content dump, where you introduce significant new information during your closing. This creates confusion rather than clarity. After your summary, you must manage the Q&A session effectively. For preparation, you should anticipate likely questions and prepare concise answers. You should also keep additional supporting slides ready for complex questions, decide in advance how you'll handle questions outside your expertise, and practice the transition from your formal close to the Q&A opening. During the session, you should repeat questions to ensure everyone heard them. You should keep answers concise, between 30 and 60 seconds per question. You should also acknowledge thoughtful questions with genuine appreciation and redirect overly specific questions to offline discussions. After the Q&A concludes, you should deliver a brief final closing that thanks the audience and reinforces your core message, providing true closure to your presentation. The last impression you leave with your audience may be the most lasting. After handling questions, you should always deliver a final statement that expresses appreciation by sincerely thanking your audience for their time, attention, and engagement. You should also briefly restate your single most important point or call to action to reinforce your core message. Finally, you should provide next steps by clearly stating what happens next. The most effective closing matches both your content's purpose and your audience's expectations. For a sales pitch, you should use a clear call to action with a limited time incentive. An educational presentation should have a practical application summary with follow-up resources. An inspirational talk could end with an emotional story that embodies your message. A technical presentation should have a clear benefit statement with an implementation timeline. And a status update should include a progress celebration with a preview of the next milestone. A visually clean, focused closing slide helps cement your message. Avoid cluttered designs with too many elements competing for attention. You should use high contrast colors for key takeaways, incorporate a single powerful image, and limit text to 3 to 5 key points. You should also consider displaying your contact information and using a consistent visual style that matches your opening slide. Your closing slide may remain visible during the Q&A, so you should design it to support, not distract from, this important interaction. The most memorable closings appear effortless, but are actually the result of careful preparation and practice. To perfect your close, you should time it precisely. Running over time risks losing your audience at the most critical moment. You should also refine your delivery by slowing down and varying your vocal tone for emphasis. Recording and reviewing yourself can help you analyze your closing for clarity, impact, and body language effectiveness. Remember that your closing is your final opportunity to influence your audience, so you should make every word count by preparing thoroughly and delivering with confidence.